on the login page, I am going to not use the standard footer. So here's the standard footer. Actually, it's this thing right here. So everything in this block. Where is that block? Yeah, okay. So this should be part of this. And so that's the standard footer. And then for the login page, since the user is not logged in, instead of the standard footer, I want to use this without user. All right, so that's purely cosmetic. Okay, so now if I log in, actually I probably don't need homepage or logout either, but test me 1, 2 exclamation point, log in. So I'm logged in. And then the homepage doesn't include that. So let me, that has a custom footer. So I'm going to add the default, copy that, the homepage. I'm going to add that to the footer on the homepage. All right. So showing me logged in, logged out, log in, and then logged in. So it should be all these pages. Homepage, and then log out. Okay, so now the only other thing is I can go here and I can do stuff without being logged in. And that's not good. So what I want to do is before I actually let the user access any of that page, any of those pages, I want to verify that they're logged in. And if they're not logged in, I want to redirect to the login page. And there's a way to run a method before any of those routes can get executed. And it's documented here in this app before request. So basically you just put the before request annotation and you have a function that gets run before it checks any of the routes. And so I'm going to go ahead and at the top of my web UI, before my first route, it's going to be app before request, and then my view function, so static method, and then check def require login. So if username not in session, so this isn't going to be quite right just yet for reasons that you will see in a minute. But I'm going to return redirect login. So this is not right. So let's see what it does. And I'm going to go here and reload. And let's look at what it did. So what it did was it tried to get display list shows, and then it got the CSS, which was error 304, which is a type of redirection. Now, 304 means that it's already cached. So this is because I'm already logged in. So let's log out. And look at too many redirects. So let's look at what it's doing. It's still doing it too. So, so here's the problem. So I tried to fetch this page, log out, it redirected to log in, but then login caused the browser to redirect to login, which caused the browser to redirect to login, and so on. So basically, I'm not logged in. And so before it gets a chance to show me the login page, it tells the browser to redirect to login, and it just keeps doing that forever. So basically, I want to let users who are not logged in see the login page and also any CSS page that this thing loads, the login pages load, any JavaScript. So right now I just have this one CSS file under static and the login page itself, but I might add additional content like pictures and stuff that are on the login page or a home page that the user gets to see. So the cleanest solution I know for that is I'm going to get a global variable, and I'll call that allowed, and it's going to have slash login and slash static shows.css. And that's everything right now. And then here, what I want to do is get the route URL and say if username not in session and request.url not in allowed. And that's actually web UI.allowed. Okay, so I'm not trying to fetch something that's permitted and I'm not logged in, it redirects to login. Now I'm not quite sure that URL is really what I want here, so I'm going to go ahead and put it, run it under the debugger with a breakpoint there. And I'm actually going to find which one I want. So let's go ahead and reload that. And I'm going to look at request.url. Actually, just look at request. So here's the request object along with all the properties I have. It may be path that I want. So let's look at URL first. Yeah, URL, actually, hang on. URL. Yeah, URL has more stuff than I want. I don't want this HTTPS or the host name or the port. So I think path is what I want. Let's look at path. Yeah. So path is what I want. It's the thing that comes after the port. And so if request.path not in that. All right. So that works now. So I'm not logged in, but I can see this page. And if I reload it, I see that it allows me to access shows.css and says that it's already cached. It allows me to show login. And that's all that I have right now that I really need to display. So log in, test me, log in, make a new show, log out, home page. So that should not actually be happening. Let me put a breakpoint here. Let me see if it's because I didn't log out correctly or for some other reason. So I'm going to reload. So I'm at the breakpoint. And let's look at request.path. Oh, request.path is slash, which is not on allowed. And then let's look at session. And session, yeah, so this is complicated. Session has a username which is empty. Oh, so the key is there, but the value is empty because that's what I set it to. So I don't want to say username not in session. I want to say session square bracket username is equal empty string. So that was as I designed it. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the home page and this doesn't work anymore. It just takes me back to login. So if it takes me back to login, I probably don't want to show that link. So I'm going to go to my login.html and take that out of the footer. And I don't need log out either because I'm not logged in. So what do I want for the footer? Well, how about let's do show browser demo Flask app for CIS 233W. And then I could put a Creative Commons copyright notice there or something. Anyways, oops. I still need the block though. Hang on. Block footer to override what's in the template. Okay, let's try that now. All right, so it has my default thing. If I mess up and log in incorrectly, login failed. If I log in successfully, takes me to the menu. And then I'm logged in so I can access any of those things. If I log out, I actually got an internal server error. Yeah, okay, I think I need if username not in session or that. Okay, that's not, now I'm getting the infinite redirects. So let's do this. I need to reorder these things. All right. So if it's permitted, I always want to allow the user to see it. And user name not in session. Yeah. So if it's permitted or username in session and no, this is the redirect. Okay, I'm just getting the logic completely wrong here. So I want to redirect if the thing is not in the path and either username is not in session or session subusername is equal empty string. Okay, let's try that. So there's 3 cases I need to check. All right, so first case, that worked. Second case, let me log in.